Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I've got part 1 of my 10 cards 1 kit using the Spellbinders August 2019 card kit. And sorry guys, my voice is a little bit sort of thick and raspy today. My allergies have gone completely haywire. I love fall, it's my most favorite time of year, but I am not loving it at the moment. So hopefully this will clear up by the end of the week. But I am jumping into card number 1 here, keeping this one super simple. I've trimmed down this leaf pattern paper to 4x5 1/4, used some of that double-sided sticky tape to place that on top of my card base, added my project life card on top of that, and here I've grabbed this dimensional sticker. I'm going to place that right down on top of the other plant that was printed there. For the inside, I've got a Nina panel trimmed to 4x5 1/4. And I've grabbed this All Things Grow with Love sentiment. This was part of the ephemera pack. Added a little bit of glue behind there, and I'm just going to use my ruler to make sure I get that nice and centered. Finally, I wanted to pull in a little bit more of that yellow from the front, so I've grabbed this additional piece of pattern paper, trimmed off about 1/4 inch of that. I'm going to add some Scor-Tape behind there, and then I'll place that along the bottom of this panel. I'll add some of that double-sided tape to the back here, peel away the backing. And then place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 1. So for card number 2, I'm going to put together this adorable sloth die cut. I just think he is so cute, and he was really easy to put together. Now that I've done it once, I know, which ways the legs and hands and everything need to turn. So I've trimmed this out from some of my cardstock. I'm using from Paper Tray Ink, Hibiscus Burst, Plum Pudding, Autumn Rose, Mint Julep, Green Parakeet, Cocoa Bean, Sweet Blush, and Smoky Shadow. And then from MFT, I've used Biscotti, Milk Chocolate, Daffodil, and Gumdrop Green. So per usual, I'm just going to use my art glitter glue to go ahead and place everything together here. And to add a little bit of dimension, I'm just going to pop his head up using a foam dot. I've also trimmed out some of the leaves here. I have used these basically as one layer, all except for these smaller sort of banana type leaves. I'm just going to add a little glue right down the center of that spine there and add these both together here. Going to use my bloom tool to add just a little bit of dimension to my flowers, and then I'll add a drop of art glitter glue and place in those centers. And then I've grabbed a few of my leaves here. I'm going to add these onto my tree. And then I'll finish up with a few of these little flowers. For card number 2 here, I've used some of the included cardstock and trimmed that to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to place that down on top of my card base. And then I've grabbed some of the pattern paper and trimmed that to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and place that on top of the cardstock. I'll add a little glue behind my sloth and place him down across the top of the card base. And then I grabbed one of the sentiment stickers. This reads, "Oh, hello you," and I'm going to add that off to the side here. For the inside, I'm on a Neenah panel trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to stamp out the sentiment, "Take it easy." I'm using some Lawn Fawn Deep Sea ink for that. I've grabbed a pink to go ahead and match that sticker from the front, trimmed that down to about 1/4 inch, added some Scor-Tape behind there. And then I'm going to add in a few of these leaves here. I'll go ahead and glue those down, and then I'll place my stripe right on top. I've added some of that double-sided tape to the back of my panel, and I'll place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 2. For card number 3, I'm going to trim down this pattern paper to 4 by 5 1/4. I think this was my favorite paper from the kit. I really liked this one. I'll add some of that double-sided tape to the back and place that on top of a card base. I made this one from my stash. This is MFT's After Midnight cardstock. And then there you can see I just trimmed that ephemera piece down there. I wanted the leaves on the bottom. I'm going to add in that other blue leaf off to the side, and then I'm going to pull in another one of these dimensional stickers. So once I get these glued in place, I will just pop that sticker right down on top. For the inside here, I'm again on a Neenah panel trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4. This is a strip from the mint cardstock that was included in the kit. Again, about 1/4 inch, and I've just added that across the top here. And I've grabbed one of the clear stickers. This reads, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So I thought that went well with the "Always Dreamin'" from the front. Again, adding some of that double-sided tape to the back of my panel, I'll go ahead and place that on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 3. So card number 4 here is really simple. I'm using one of the Project Life cards that was included. I've added some of the double-sided tape to the back, and I'm going to place this right across the top of my card base. I just love this scene. I love the colors. I love the car. It's super Miami and just absolutely gorgeous. So I do have that little bit of excess there. I'm going to go ahead and trim off my edges. Then I wanted to do a little something more other than just placing that on the front of the card. So I did add an extra sentiment. This reads, "Let's have some fun." I'm going to place that just underneath that "Not in a hurry." For the inside, again, I'm on my Neenah panel, trimmed to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to use another one of those sticker sentiments. This one reads, "Beauty is all around." And then for a little more pop of color on the inside, I've taken this other pattern paper, trimmed off. This is probably closer to about a 1/2 inch of those sort of flowers and leaves. Added some of that double-sided tape to the back, and I'll place that along the bottom of my panel. Added some double-sided tape to the back of that, and I'll place that here on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 4. So here for card number 5, I'm going to use this parrot pattern paper. I thought this was really fun. Again, I just love the colors in this. And I pulled in a few pieces of the ephemera collection. I've also grabbed a stripe here. This measures, I would say, about 3/4 of an inch, and I'm using Paper Tray Ink Harvest Gold cardstock. And I'm just going to run this here along the bottom to create a base that I'm going to add those other pieces of ephemera off of. So I'm laying everything out here, and once I'm happy with how it's placed, I'm going to add a little bit of our glitter glue underneath there. Then for the sentiment, I'm going to go ahead and add some of the pop dots behind there. And I'll go ahead then and trim off that excess. For my inside panel, I'm adding the sticker "This is my favorite thing ever," as well as a stripe of some Paper Tray ink. This is Sweet Blush cardstock. I've added some double-sided tape to the back, and I'll place this on the inside of my card base. And that will complete card number 5. Here are a few close-ups of the finished cards. In the description box below, you'll find my blog post, which has additional photos and links to the supplies I used. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.